Now that we've got our upgrade, I'll just save our game here. I'm like terrified to accidentally overwrite my other game, but what are you gonna do? Okay, let's go see what else is out there. Oh, not in the trees. Not gonna go that daring just yet. More swarms. Cool, so our HP has gone up to 20 from 16, and we're only taking 1 HP or 2 HP damage per hit. Whereas before I think we were taking either between 2 or 3, now we're taking between 1 and 2, so it has helped a little bit on the bright side. Really, the next town isn't that far away. You just have to pay to be healed up over there, and that's a bad time, so I feel like we should try to gain a couple of levels before heading out that way. This is a fight that we will not win. 2 scorpions are trouble. If it was 1 scorpion, I could handle it, but not with 2. And so we've also gained a little bit of power as well. You can see that we can take off about 4 HP from these guys now. In and around 3 to 4. So that's good. We're killing them with less effort now that we've gone up that level. So we're gonna go back to this lady a lot for her free healing. With a name like Swallow, I want to go visit her all the time. She sounds like such a nice person. Yeah, and as far as I understand, unless you go into the forest right now, there's not any terrible fights that you wouldn't be expecting hanging out around here. So it's not too bad. And the grinding generally isn't bad at all. It's nothing like other games I've played where it's mildly nightmarish. Like I can... Ooh, there we go. We got blown up. That was blowing up. So if we take a look at our HP right now, you see we have much less. So that explosion was terrible. Should probably go back in and heal up just in case. Seems a little bit tedious, of course, but it's definitely necessary at the beginning of these games to try to grind just a little bit to make sure that you're on the up and up. Because the last thing that I want to do is wander too far and get my butt handed to me. Yeah, so we don't know any magic yet. We haven't learned any. I think you acquire magic as you level up. So there's not much that we can do at this point. And I'm not too far in my stream just yet, so I don't know exactly what types of magic Alice gets. Like, I know she gets the ability to try to talk to people eventually. Like, you can talk to monsters and stuff like that, and then also like an exit spell from when you're inside of a cavern or a building and you need to leave, that sort of thing. But I don't know much more than that, which is probably good. Don't want to spoil too much. But yeah, she seems to be almost like your typical support character. You know, like she, as far as I know, doesn't do too much healing yet. It would be awfully nice to have a healing spell, though. You might get a healing spell. I can't remember now. But we'll find out. We're gonna level up again shortly. Oh my god, please don't kill me. That could have been really bad. We almost died. Please don't be an explosion. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I was so nervous. We don't have very many HP left. It could have been a terrible death for us, but thankfully we lucked out. Thank you, Swallow. That's such a nice lady. See you later. Okay. I haven't saved in a little bit, so we might as well do that. Alright. Back to the wilderness. I like her little dress, it's super cute. Okay, I'm going a little bit too far here. Okay, 2 scorpions, still too strong for us. So we're gonna run away. I don't know why we can't just fight 1 scorpion. Just so I could show you guys a scorpion fight. They're just a little bit stronger than the swarms that we've been fighting. So you don't want to get into a fight with 2 of them. You can barely beat 2 swarms right now. Soon enough we'll be able to try to upgrade our weapon as well. Even though it was like our brother's wonderful sword that he bestowed upon us. You know, we like to keep his memory alive and all that good stuff, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and the funneling of casholas into new weaponry. So, that sword, that new sword that we saw in that store is looking pretty good. Yeah, the thing is that you don't get too much money wandering around these places fighting things. It's very limited. But sometime soon we'll get some good cash and we'll be able to buy a couple of things. We definitely need to grab a flashlight sooner than later. How much money do we have? That would be a good thing to check. 39 Masitas. Okay. What I'd like to do is try to get up to 1 more level from here and then maybe try to make our way across to Sion, which isn't too far at all. But again, if we do get wounded, we're gonna have a problem healing ourselves, because we won't have very much money. Okay, finally, a lone scorpion. So these guys have like their hard exterior, so they're harder to kind of wear down. But it's definitely doable if there's only 1 of them. Okay. We got another level. We want to open it. 13 Masitas. That's the moneymaker. Okay, let's just take a run over here quickly. I don't remember how much that new sword costs. I'm really bad for remembering numbers in these games. I know where stuff is normally, but I just can't remember how much stuff costs. Okay, so we're about 23 Masitas off from being able to afford that weapon. So that's something that we should try to pick up soon. But in the meantime, what we can do is head back out, and maybe we'll try, since we just leveled up, we'll try to make the crossing of the Great Land over to Scion, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from where we are right now. Our hometown is Caminite anyways. So we'll leave Caminite and head on over. We're gonna save on the way. There we go. Yeah, the graphics in this game are pretty nice, I would say, especially the sprites. And when you get into people's houses and stuff and you see their faces, like, they look really good. See, look how close it is. We had an encounter-free adventure here. Thank goodness. We'll try down first, because why not? We'll go into more egg houses. You need a compass to pass through the Epi Forest. Alright, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. I recently found a talking beast in the cave where Medusa lives. I sold him for a good price to a merchant from Pisio. Okay, so a talking beast. In the manual, it talks about a talking beast who eventually becomes a party member, so we'll keep that in mind. A cave called Iala can be found on the peninsula to the south of Scion. Alright. Odin set off to kill Medusa. He went with an animal that can speak. The animal had a bottle of medicine hanging from its neck, but I don't know what that is for. Okay. So talking animal belongs to Odin, or is friends with Odin. This is the port town, Scion. Long ago we thrived on trade. Good to know that you like to make a deal. trade deals, perhaps. There is a hill named Baya Malay to the north of this town, but none of us dare approach it. A bunch of wieners, that's why. I like how no one gives any context. We just won't go there. Does it suck? Is it too hot? Is there no food around? Anyways. A door locked with magic can only be opened with magic. They say that there are Motavian living on Motavia and Dezorian on Dezoris. I'd sure like a chance to talk to someone. Yeah, well maybe they'd like to talk to you Palmans too. A cave called Nala lies on the north coast of Baya Malay. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of new places. I have a little map started as well, and these I think are just docks out this way, generally. Nothing too exciting out this way. So that's all good to know. So we're essentially looking for Odin, who's gone off to find Medusa, and who went off with a talking animal as well, who's been traded, apparently, to a merchant in a different town of Paseo. So this is all that we know for the time being. So that's all good. We expected to find Odin here in Sion, but alas, he's not here. So we have to go out and track him down. So oh, I forgot to actually check the shops and all that good stuff while I'm here, just to see what's available. So we've got our armory. So what do we have? Leather armor. Oh, for a little bit cheaper. Damn. A light suit, which we should try to get as well. Light suit is much better than leather armor, and I think it's zirconian armor, perhaps, for 1,000. Definitely don't have money for that at the moment, but good to know. I'll have to keep that light suit in mind. And in here, second-hand shop, flash, transfer, or secrets. You have secrets for sale, eh? What is this? You don't have enough money. Come again later. Oh, well then. Gosh, I'm just a small child who lost her brother. Why you gotta be like that? Alright. Not that we did anything. It's just good form. Good form. I sound like Hook from the movie Hook, who says bad form all the time. But yeah, it's good form to save once in a while. More regularly than not, of course. And so for the meantime, I guess we can just keep doing a little bit of grinding over this way. Try to gain another level or so, because that would be ideal before we head off to try to find Odin. We want to make sure that we're going to be well equipped for that particular adventure. Alright, let's go have a chat with the... I'm guessing it's a priest, because he was wearing priest garb in the church. So we'll assume maybe Catholic church. Looks pretty bishopy or priesty to me. Let's see, we don't need to resurrect anybody. We need 46 experience points till the next level. So what I'm going to go do is do some grinding, and I will be back as soon as I've obtained that next level, and then maybe we can try going into a cave south of here to see if we can find Odin. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we're getting to be quite close to our next level, so we've only got a couple more battles to fight. We're going to still be running away from those double scorpion fights because we don't quite have... We just have about 16 HP right now, so we could either do a double swarm fight or a scorpion fight, but not a two scorpion fight. We haven't healed up in a couple of minutes there, so... Yeah, the healing up is definitely a real thing here. You have to make sure that you stay kind of close to this town during this initial phase, or else you might run into some problems with death and the like. You know, the last thing that you want to do at this point is kick the bucket. But Alice is suddenly a beast. She's taken off anywhere from like 5 to 8 hit points off of the enemy. So, that's kind of great. Off of these swarms anyways. We're also raking in the Masitas in the meantime, I should say. definitely a necessity at this point. So the more quickly we get those, the quicker we'll make up enough money to get that nice sword upgrade that we'd like, and that light suit is looking awfully tempting as well, but for 290 Masitas we might have to wait on that one. Oh, look at that, one hit kill. We are a beast. So it shouldn't be too many more fights here now. Anytime we're gonna level up to level 3. Oh, hello, Scorpion. You have met your match in me, I tell you that much. Wonderful. We've advanced to the next level. We learned a spell. Scorpion had a treasure chest. Okay. 13 Masitas. Alright, so I think that we're finally in a pretty good position to be able to go into a cave that's just south of here. Because we did learn that Medusa was in a cave south of this area. But in the meantime, let's go to the shop and see if we can pick up that sword. So we have 165 Masitas. So we'll get the iron sword. It's going to help us out quite a bit. No, but thank you anyways. And then we'll go and equip that right away. So iron sword, we'll equip it. Okay, and then now we've changed that. We've changed our short sword out. We have a very limited inventory, so I might as well go to the second-hand shop and sell our dead brother's sword. Sorry, sword. 15 Masitas, alright. Sorry, brother. Okay, so that's gone now. And for good measure too, as we are going into this cave, we should probably buy some colas. We don't quite need burgers yet, I would say, so a couple of colas should do us just fine. Okay, and then we should also pick up a flashlight. Did I forget to? I think I might have forgotten. I think it was just selling in here. I should have also bought a flashlight. So there's that. Okay. So we're all stocked up now. I think the exit is down here. So let's go do this. Okay. We'll go back to town over here as well. We'll heal up before we head south. So pop in here. Thank you, Swella. Now let's also go over here. We haven't gone in here yet. This is like a little cave. So this is how caves and caverns generally look. It's all first-person perspective, so you can walk through hallways just by navigating with the D-pad. And sometimes you'll run into enemy encounters in these things as well. Sometimes you won't. But it's always nice to just come and have a little exploring fest. You might find something good in these areas. You never know. There's a treasure chest. Alright, I'll open it. 50 Masitas, look at that. Well, that's great. Okay, we'll head back to where we came from. Well, that's good news. So there's nothing to the left, so we'll head back on out. And then now we can comfortably go south. Great! So how many Masitas do we actually have? That's what I'd like to know. 105, so we're quite a ways away from being able to get that light armor. But for the time being, we'll take a look in that cave and see what happens to us. Okay, so before we head out here, as usual, we will save our game just to make sure. And we'll save once we get to the cave, which really isn't that far, but a lot of bad things can happen to us between here and there, so got some trees to walk through. Run into a fight. We're gonna run away from this fight again. Just gonna kick our butts. But yeah, so this is the cave that we'd like to go into. So I'm gonna save again right outside the cave, just for fun. So that we don't have to traverse those plains again, just in case, because it's random every time, right? Okay, so we can't go forward. It's pitch black, so this is where that flashlight's going to come in handy. So we can use that. And the other thing, too, is we learned a spell. So we have a heal spell, which will take 2 MP, I think, every time we use it. So we've got to make sure that we use that sparingly. But just like what we just did in that other area, we're going to take a little stroll around here and see what's what. Alright, so the enemies in here are not too bad. So far. There's only one of them. Sometimes there will be groups of them. Oh, can I keep going this way? No, I thought I could, because when I turned around it looked like a nice big cavern. Okay, so I guess we can go this way first. All the way to the end. Treasure chest? Sure. I'll open that up. 20 Masitas. So nothing else back here. You can also save inside of these areas, which is super nice. It might not be the wisest decision necessarily. Just because, like, I imagine if you put the game down for a while and then you come back to it, you're gonna have an awfully hard time remembering where you're gonna be. So, I mean, if you're gonna come back and play it again soon, for sure, but that's not always gonna be the case. And the game definitely encourages you to make maps and things like that. So you probably should do that. If you've got some graph paper, that's the perfect thing for this sort of game. I like how wing eyes are literally eyeballs with wings. That's kind of fun. Alright, let's see what's down this way. Is this the way that we came? I think it very well might be, so we're gonna not go that way, because if we leave, we're gonna lose our flashlight. So we went left last time. Let's go to the end of this hallway here and hang a left and see what happens to us. Oh, who is this? Item. Okay, so we don't really have an item to use yet. So this is Odin, essentially, who's been turned to stone. So we have to find an item to come back and turn him back. But we don't have that at this point, so we can't do very much with him for now. I think we're at the end of a hall. So, yeah, I guess we gotta go back the way that we came here, which is away from poor Odin. Sorry, buddy, we'll be back soon. Sorry for leaving you hanging. Alright, there's still a few places that we can explore. This is the hallway where we turned left to go to Odin. We'll turn right now and go down to the end of this area. I think there might be another chest unless we've already gotten it. Yeah, we've already gotten it. Okay. Well, that's about it. So that tells us where Odin is, and in the meantime, we can just kick a bunch of slime butts and head our way back out and try to figure out where to go next. These slimes are kicking our butt, though. Thank goodness we bought all those nice colas. We can have a nice, refreshing cola after this. So, we'll make some money in here at least. Let's have that cola, though, before we go too much further. We can always use our spell as well, but what's the fun in that? Okay. Well, let's go back. We'll go out after we fight the slime, and then we will head out to go and track down what the next step must be. 8 Masitas. Good. We're making lots of cash down here, which is important. Okay, so we made it. This is great. So from here, we know that Odin has been petrified. We need to go on and try to find a way to save him, so we need an item to do that. So we will pick that up very shortly.